Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and welcome to part 2 of our Time Spiral Commander Spotlight. If you missed part 1, you can find that right here. It covers all the monocolored commanders, giving you information on their most common strategies and what cards to use with them. It's pretty useful stuff. In this episode, we're going to focus on the multicolor commanders in Time Spiral. If you enjoy the series and want to see more of it, please hit that like button below and leave a comment with a set you want us to showcase. We'll begin with Ith, High Arcanist, 5 colorless, 1 white and 1 blue, praises Aureus for a 3/5 human wizard with vigilance, and suspend 4 for a white and a blue. I know, he is weird. You can tap him to untap target attacking creature. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn. Well, Ith is obviously a prison creature. He can lock down one creature real well, essentially removing it from combat. He also does get to suspend, which is rare for legendary creatures. The problem is that you can't suspend from the command zone. Because of this, Ith isn't all that popular of a commander. He's really expensive for an effect that isn't usually going to make or break a game. If you do insist on running him, I really wouldn't use him as the commander. Instead, I'd stick him into a Grand Arbiter Augustin shell, maybe, possibly Guafa Hazid. He's real awkward to place effectively. 7 mana, jeez. Dralnu Lich Lord is 3 colorless, 1 blue and 1 black for a 3/3 zombie lord. If damage would be dealt to Dralnu, sacrifice that many permanents instead. You can tap it to give target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard flashback until end of turn. Wow, that's a powerful ability, and that's why Dralnu is played much more heavily than Ith. The Lord's debilitating first ability is scary, but as long as it can avoid combat and lightning bolts and blasphemous acts, you should be alright. If you're going to run Dralnu as a commander, you're a player who likes to take chances. I like that. First things first, you're running all the greaves, boots, hexproof, anything that can protect it. Second, Catalyst Stone for that flashback value, oh baby. You'll want a strong spell-heavy control strategy running the likes of Cyclonic Rift, Rite of Replication, Silumgar's Command, Decree of Pain. Basically think of gigantic staple blue and black spells, and that's what you want to do. Utilize that flashback ability. Play all the removal spells, all the counters, unsummons, all of it. Go nuts. You're basically a giant blue-black control deck. The one thing about Dralnu is that it usually wants to be the commander, so inclusion in other decks is rare, mainly due to other strategies not being able to properly protect Dralnu. If you're going to stick it in something, I'd say your best bet is something like Grimgrin or Lazav. Karevik the Merciless is 5 colorless, 1 black and 1 red for a 5/4 human shaman. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, Karevik deals damage to target creature or player equal to that spell's converted mana cost. My goodness, Karevik does not play nice with anyone. If you're going to run this guy as your commander, your Rakdos deck is going to be brutal to say the least. You want to build your deck around complete and utter destruction for the entire table, since Karevik is indeed merciless with pretty much everyone. Cards like Wound Reflection and Havoc Festival are where you want to be. Heartless Hidetsugu, basically anything that destroys life totals in huge swings. Since Karevik works on spellcast, you can imagine how many life points are lost very quickly if he isn't dealt with. Might as well go 100% into the strategy of mass life loss. After that, just stick in value black-red cards like Terminate, Dreadbore, Erebos to stop life gain, Exsanguinate because you're hilarious. Oh yeah, you can also run Exquisite Blood because gaining 1,000,000 life from your enchantment's trigger is just, well, it's a beautiful thing. One final note, the only other commanders I know that actually run Karevik as part of the 99 are Rakdos itself and something like Amogus God of Slaughter, another card that punishes the entire table. Stonebrow Krosan Hero is 3 colorless, 1 red and 1 green for a 4/4 Centaur Warrior with Trample. Whenever a creature you control with Trample attacks, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Well, this is definitely the simplest card we've looked at so far today. Classic red-green, no brains. Anywho, Stonebrow is kind of a beast in the right strategy. While his ability isn't particularly interesting, it is effective in a mass creature strategy as long as those creatures have Trample. Enter in Boartusk Liege, Brawn, Overwhelming Stampede. There are so many cards that actually work really well in a deck like this. Basically find every single valuable trampling creature in red and green and just shove them into a deck. Also, and this part is cool, the Stonebrow allows you to run fun things like Gruul Warplow and hilarious creatures in your 99 like Borborygmos and Deus of Calamity. I wasn't joking, just jam those tramplers in and you have Jumanji.deck. It's a beautiful thing. Safi Eriksdottir is 1 green and 1 white for a 2/2 human scout. You can sacrifice it, and when target creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn, return that card to the battlefield. Alright, I know. Safi may not seem like much to you, but holy butts, this commander is hysterical. You can create so many infinite loops. Keep this in mind before we start. If your commander is going to die, sending it back to the command zone is optional. You can just let it die, and that's what you're going to do with Safi over and over and over again. It's combo time. Phyrexian Altar, Karmic Guide, Revel Arc, Safi. Revel Arc is in play with Safi. Sack Safi to the Revel Arc, sack that to your altar, bringing back Safi and Karmic Guide. Sack the guide again, and you have a loop. You can just do the loop with Revel Arc and Safi if you want. Sack Safi, sack Revel Arc, they both come back over and over again. It's hysterical. Get some 2-power creatures to cycle with Safi and you're in business. Acidic Slime, Solemn Simulacrum, Duplicant, the list is endless. You can do so many things with Safi. Last one, I promise. Yavimaya Elder plus Skull Clamp plus Safi's ability. 4 cards, 4 basic lands, so much value. Mishra Artificer Prodigy is 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, and 1 red for a 4/4 human artificer. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may search your graveyard, hand, and/or library for a card with the same name as that spell and put it onto the battlefield. This seems not so great in Commander. It's almost like it's a singleton format. How weird would that be? Oh wait, there are uses for Mishra. If you enjoy playing stupid combos and exploring weird interactions, Mishra is the commander for you. Let me take you on a journey. Mishra is your commander. You play Blood Funnel. You trigger Mishra, stack the Blood Funnel trigger on top of Mishra's, let it resolve, countering the spell, then grab the spell for free with Mishra's ability once that resolves after the funnel counters it. It will have the same name as what you cast, and it will be in the graveyard. Not done yet. Mishra plus Possibility Storm. Cast an artifact, stack Possibility Storm on top of Mishra's ability, exile the artifact, get your next artifact with the Storm's trigger, then resolve Mishra's trigger and find the original artifact. It's so much value. Granted, it's inconvenient, hilarious value, it's still value. Enjoy those little interactions. The rest of your deck should be filled with artifact-friendly cards like Goblin Welder, Master Transmuter, probably Tezzeret the Seeker, Ethereum Sculptor. The shell is actually pretty established, believe it or not. Grixis artifacts with Mishra at the helm, totally worth it. The last legend of the day is the infamous Scion of the Dragon, one of every color for a 4/4 dragon avatar with flying. You can pay 2 mana and search your library for a dragon permanent card and put it into your graveyard. If you do, Scion of the Dragon becomes a copy of that card until end of turn. I mean, the Scion is awesome and everything, but the strategy is relatively simple. Step 1. Fill the deck with dragons. Karthus, Dragonlord Atarka, Udvara, Hellkite, Bladewing the Risen. Done. Step 2. Add in a ton of recursion to bring back your dead dragons. Fearsome Awakening, Living Death, Patriarch's Bidding, Animate Dead. Got it. Done. Step 3. Fill the rest of the deck with stupidly powerful cards and ram spells. Kadama's Reach, Sarkhan Unbroken, Dragonstorm, Dragon Arch. Listen, you're playing a dragon deck. Cards like Crucible of Fire exist. You're going to be fine. Lastly, dragons can be expensive. Dragonlord's Servant and Dragonspeaker's Shaman should help a little bit with that. Now, go burn things to the ground forever, you crazy kids. And it looks like we're done. Wow, that took a while. Remember, if you missed part 1 of the series, you should really go watch it. Link right there, again. Anywho, what did you all think of the video? Any of these commanders make an impact on you? Personally, gotta say it, Mishra is real weird, but man, I want to run Possibility Storm so badly. I can't be the only one, right? Let me know what you all think in the comments, and again, tell me which sets you want us to cover in this series. It helps out a lot. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic the Gathering information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.